Hello, Kyle here. I wanted to let people know that I've decided to close my Patreon account. I shut it down a month ago, but there were some other issues that complicated things, and I didn't want to have this message to be too close to those events to create some sort of association. So I just want to make it very clear that I did not cancel my Patreon out of any form of moral support for Laura Southern or any of that Rebel Media crap that was happening. It has something to do with it, but this is purely not a show of support. The reason why I signed up for Patreon initially was because YouTube seems to have a lot of unpredictable ideological whims. So I set up a Patreon just to have a backup. But then after Lauren Southern's channel was taken down, that Patreon account was taken down for ideological reasons. Move past the headlines and actually look at the bulk of the story, it really does seem like this was a move based on politics, not on their Patreon policy. My reason for going with Patreon was to avoid YouTube's arbitrary political whims and have a backup plan. But when the founder of Patreon started going on various talk programs and discussing it, it became very clear to me Patreon really does have the same biases and the same ideological viewpoint as YouTube itself, so I'm really not diversifying myself at all. Now, they've claimed that they're adding more review and appeals processes, but what the whole incident made very clear to me is that Patreon is not to be trusted or relied upon. Now, you can't really rely on YouTube to make money consistently anymore either, and I mean, I never really make this channel for money. I just like to have those options there, so a little bit can trickle in because, you know, if you want to buy a nice $300 field recorder, it's a lot easier to justify it if, well, I've made $300 over the course of however many years, so it's practically free. Like, it's that, you know. So now when it comes to supplementing the video creation, I'm really looking into different Bitcoin lockers and other cryptocurrencies. I think that might be a more viable solution, where if it's just a QR code or a number that, you know, because I also don't like the idea of middlemen getting between myself and my money. I know as a fan, if I love a musician, instead of downloading their album for $10 so they can get $1, I'd rather go to their concert, both of us win. It's only the leeches and parasites, otherwise known as middlemen, that get screwed in that arrangement. I prefer that arrangement. I imagine if you spend money on something, you'd want it to go towards the people that produce what you like and not towards the people who are standing between you and those people. So that's why Bitcoin is very appealing to me at this moment in time. But I'm open to other options. I guess what I want to know is, how do you like to support the creators that you appreciate? I really wish Flatter had taken off. That's a really great system. I think all of you should really look into Flatter. Anyway, have a good one.